Anxiety, a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease. What is anxiety? Anxiety is in a part of the brain called the amygdala. The amygdala, it's involved in the learning of fearful events and also the learning of what not to fear. Anxiety is viewed as a complex, multidimensional construct embodying a series of interrelated cognitive, affective, somatic, and behavioral reactions. Now, when it comes to the cognitive part, that's where we do a lot of worrying and we focus our attention inward. The negative emotion we feel, which is the effects, it's like jittering, shaking, being super tense, and just being jittery and nervous. Bodily reaction, it's heart beating real fast, sweaty palms. Behavioral reactions is you're behaving in characteristic ways to this anxiety. Some people are vulnerable to high anxiety depending on the setting of the situation or wherever you are or where you are at. Some of the more common anxiety factors are work, school, finances, death, mental illnesses, etc. But one thing to note is that anxiety isn't solely hardwired into us at birth. It not only reflects our evolutionary heritage, but also our self understanding. And that is shaped by the social, cultural influences that we receive during our childhood, which later on in life affects us in our adulthood. Worry is viewed as one of the most powerful cognitive components of anxiety. Worried people often view themselves in a negative light, so they'll constantly throw negative thoughts at themselves, whether it's their looks, their abilities to do something, their own intelligence. So the causes of anxiety, it varies, but everyone's situation is different. If you've grown up in a childhood environment that's not necessarily productive to, having a calm state of mind, that will affect you later on in life. So if you're anxious because of situations that happened in your past, maybe you have physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse. All that plays a big part in how it's going to affect you later on in life. So being able to find a culpable resolution is ideal. And in order to do that, you have to be aware. Awareness is the first step to making a positive change to your anxiety. We can't avoid our anxiety. We have to approach it. We have to embrace it. We have to embrace it. Don't run from it, run towards it. You have to keep in mind that anxiety is like a false alarm. It's a false alarm. And what you must do is you have to reprogram that false alarm, which may be hard to do. Being able to accept that anxiety may even cause you to have more anxiety. Like, oh my gosh, I actually have this, But it's the reality that we're in. Let's embrace it. There's multiple ways that we can go about treating our anxiety. We can get a journal, write down all of our thoughts, what we're feeling in this anxiety, and being able to understand why you're feeling that. Also, reading about anxiety and talking with other people who have anxiety. Maybe they have something that's similar to what you're feeling, and you're not alone in feeling this particular emotion because anxiety doesn't discriminate. It does not discriminate. Being able to talk with people, maybe a group of people, maybe a good group, close friends, talk about anxiety and things that you feel will make you feel a lot more better, to let you know that you're not alone in this struggle. And it's a good way to have people motivate you and, to get you out of your comfort zone and start walking towards these things that cause you anxiety. Also, breathing. Breathing helps calm. It centers you. Taking deep breaths, focusing only on the breath, not worrying about all these other thoughts that go on inside your mind, because we do that a lot. Like our minds just go places. But one thing that we have to do is focus on our breath. Diaphragmatic breaths. Hold that bad boy and let it go. And then focus on your breath. While you're doing this, your mind, when it goes elsewhere, focus on the intake of the breath, the feeling that you feel when that air is going in. Hold it and releasing it, and just focusing on your breath. That will calm you. Diaphragmatic breathing is super effective. 20 minutes of it activates and oxygenates the mindful and thinking parts of the brain, which is the prefrontal cortex. Now, side story of something that I went through in the past. Somewhere around a year ago, maybe a year and a half, I was out, it was on a Wednesday, I was out, but it's like a more chill area. And all of a sudden, I don't know where it came from. Maybe because I was with someone who was like super anxious or whatever. I'm not sure where it came from, because I've never felt this in my life. And I had a panic attack. And I was just like confused. I mean, prior to having a panic attack, I didn't know how it felt to have a panic attack. And I was just, I was just chilling, sitting. And then out of nowhere, heart started beating. And then I was like, oh, well, my heart was already beating because I'm alive. But my heart started like pounding hard. I'm just like, the hell is this? And then I started having shortness of breath. It was hard for me to take a deep breath. And like, I was just like, my mind was just going everywhere. Just like, oh snap, I'm about to have a heart attack. I'm about to have a heart attack. And I was like, there's no way I can have a heart attack. I started thinking all this crap. And then like, it was hard for me to, like, if I was trying to stand, like, I could not stand. So I had to like sit down. I just had to sit. So what I did, sat down on this bench, and I just closed my eyes. I had a friend with me just trying to talk to me, and I was just like, I need to focus. Leave me alone right now. I didn't say that to them, but I was just like, just give me a moment. Just give me a moment, But I was feeling that, and granted, I never had any experience, so I didn't know what to do, but I defaulted to taking a deep breath and then holding it in and then slowly releasing it. It didn't happen immediately. It was more like a repeated process, and I was able to get more calm and finally able to stand, and then finally being able to be like, yo, what the heck just happened? What just happened? I've never felt that before. It was like one of the most intense feelings of like, man, I feel I'm about to die. I'm about to die. This is it, But it was a panic attack, and I never felt it. And I don't want to ever feel it again. I don't ever want to feel it again. You can use those deep breathing techniques to be able to get out of these uncomfortable effects of anxiety. Keep in mind that exercising plays a big part in how you're able to control your anxiety. Eating healthy, try your best to stay away from processed foods. Limit caffeine if you can. Caffeine it's good at moments, but it's not necessarily the best for you. Getting the proper amount of sleep plays a role in how your anxiety affects you. Go to sleep. Don't stay up all night. Don't be restless, man. Go to sleep. Take some time and breathe. And being able to do something that's fun and relaxing. Doing something that, that brightens up the mood with people, or even by yourself. Maybe play a game or read a book that enables you to feel relaxed. That helps control your anxiety as well. One thing that we have to understand within this is that we have to be kind to ourselves. Don't judge yourself just because you feel this particular way. And because I've had situations where like, man, I'm weak because of my upbringing. But that's a dumb way to think. Don't think that way. You're not weak. We experience all these emotions. We go through a multitude of things throughout life. We go through so much just to go to work and go to school. We go through so much. So there's no need to put all this self-hate within ourselves when it's normal to feel this way. It's just a part of being human. It's this human experience that we're having. So we have to learn to embrace it and cope with it. And within this process, even if it's something new, it's good. You may get uncomfortable. Good, because you're growing. You're learning from this process. You can teach someone who has never dealt with it before. You can help someone who's never dealt with anxiety before. But having anxiety isn't necessarily all bad, because it brings awareness. Now, homework time. Everybody happy because it's homework time. Hey. Homework time. All right. I want you all to make a list of the things that make you anxious. Get a pen, get a paper, write it down. Write it down, baby. And list off things that make you anxious. Think about it. What makes you anxious? You're in traffic. There's a traffic jam. You need to get over. You know, I get anxious at times like, crap, I hope nobody hits me. You know, just overthinking situations. But just take it easy, man. Or being late for work, or, you know, trying to fulfill someone's expectations of yourself. Maybe in a relationship. Write it down. Whatever it may be, write it down. And then take some time after you write all those things that cause you to feel some kind of anxiety. Take some time to think about it. Give yourself at least 10 minutes to focus on one particular aspect. 10 minutes, think about it, close your eyes, think about it, and live within it, because I'm sure you will be getting anxious while you're thinking about it. But keep in mind, you're just thinking about it. And then within those thoughts, learn to accept it. But okay, because once you embrace it, you can start to understand why you feel this way. What I want you to do is get that piece of paper, take some time to think about what makes you anxious, and then you'll be able to slowly get used to it. But you have to be consistent with it, and you have to reprogram your mind and reevaluate the situation that you're getting yourself into. Maybe you should avoid situations and write down things that you need to avoid in order to overcome this anxiety. We're in this together, so let me know how it goes. If there's anything that I can do to help, let your boy know, because that's what I'm here for. That's all I have for you all today. I'm extremely grateful for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching the video. Show your boy some love with some thumbs that's going up. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I appreciate the time and the effort that it takes to sit through a video that's talking about something that's, you know, it's kind of difficult to talk about. With all that being said, tell someone that you love them. Text them, call them, email them, whatever it is, just tell someone that you love them. Alright? Other than that, you all have a great day.
Oh, it's right behind you. It's on you.
It's on you! He got a friendly back. The back is comfortable.
That is an expensive.
Yeah. My butterfly now.
Pick it up.
I'm not gonna be allowed on the boat.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, sir, no butterfly.